This is a little atelier on how to do the extension, which is often a problem in classes because, of course, it's very hard to know what's happening on the back of the body, and without mirrors, it's also very hard to know mirrors everywhere. So one exercise that poses a problem over and over again is the Swan, and it's a form of extension, just kind of like the cobra in yoga. I like to start this exercise when people begin in a fairly abbreviated version of it, with the hands quite wide and quite to the front. Eventually, your hands will come closer and closer to you, and you'll move them further and further back, but that's all going to depend on the amount of flexibility that you develop in your spine, in your shoulders, and strength in your abdominals. So let's start with a kind of baby version of this, which is really nice to get right. So take your hands even wider than your mat. They could be just touching your thumbs, and widen your fingers. Think of the palms of your hands as being like suction cups. They call that in French les venteuses, and I really like that image. So your hands are gripping the floor, and you could pull the floor towards you, but your hands will never move. So you've got a lot of activity, but there's no need to do anything more than that. Okay, so let your head drop to the floor. So you're resting on your forehead, and your shoulder blades, you could bring them right up by your ears. That's what not to do. And then slide them all the way back down. Okay, keep your hands gripping the floor. The legs are as wide as your shoulders, or even as wide as your mat if you often have pain in your back. Pull the ribs in and the stomach in, and press your pubic bone and your hips into the mat. And when you do that, don't squeeze your bottom, just press downwards. Okay, so your hips are anchoring you to the mat, and so are your hands, they're anchoring you to the floor. You're going to inhale, look forwards. Now really look forwards. Don't kind of do a half effort on this. Look towards the wall or whatever is in front of you. Now your shoulders are going to start pulling down your back, and you're going to grab the floor with those suction cups and try and pull the floor towards you as you extend your arms. Now you'll start to push a little bit, and you'll come up. And then you'll pull the floor towards you and let the elbows go outwards and slightly backwards, and you go back down one vertebra at a time and let the head drop. So inhale, the head is going to pivot on its axis. You're going to pull the floor towards you, extend your arms and lift, shoulders going down the whole time. And then pull the floor towards you, you're going down low belly, belly button, rib cage, chest, chin, nose, eyes, forehead. One more time like that. And back down. Now, what you don't want to do here is push the floor down, because if you push, this is what happens. And that is not Pilates. It's not really anything worth doing. You're getting too much into the shoulders, they're raising too much, and you're getting too much into muscling your way up. This is not a movement to work your arms or your shoulders. This is a movement to stretch and lengthen and increase the flexibility of your spine. So your arms have nothing to do with that. Your arms are just acting like moving columns of support for the whole exercise. So once again, don't push down. Instead, inhale, lift and look forwards. Pull forward, stretch, and come back down. And in fact, if you watch what happens at the neck here, it's a mini version, a micro version of what's happening through the whole spine. So you could think that from the occiput right down to the very beginning of the thoracic spine is going to do the same movement. Extension and back down. And then your whole spine will continue that theme and back down. And you'll see with time, your hands will come further back and they'll come closer in. And eventually, your spine will be prepared for the rocking on the stomach.